What's going on, people? Happy Thanksgiving. I just decided to just go ahead and come back on and share how good of a day it's going, has been, was fine in the morning, and just has gotten better as the day goes. So I wanted to share that with you. You know that, yeah, just so happy Thanksgiving. I've been in touch with my family on the through the phone, everyone, including my brother James. Um, it's nice that people seem to care. You know, some of you folks. We're human. I think that is what connects me with you. Is yeah, we ain't tripping. So I was first very pleased that my good friend Blake, unexpectedly gives me a call, says, "Hey, you want to blaze one for Thanksgiving?" I said, "Are you kidding? Shit, get your ass over here." We're it's funny like that. Blake is a 30-year-old white kid from Iowa who, was raised on hip hop, like a lot of people, several generations now, and so he's not flaky white trying to be black. It's just that he just loves, the culture, So, I just he just tickles me. So anyway, he comes over and it's just very, very good company. Very good company. I got to play for him what I'm working on in Ableton, and yeah, it's a whole because of the fidelity of this new microphone and that I cannot control it like my old camera, which I find interesting. It attenuates, which actually ends up making the fidelity go down. So that's why I wouldn't even endeavor to try to play some of the music for you here. You'll hear something soon. Nothing's finished, but already the way that I'm able to work on parts, and just focus on the parts and then put them together, it's just I was able to do it before, but the mentality, the way that it's, I'm just very like that, Okay, yeah. This, so that was happening, and then I don't know if I told you this, but I probably didn't. It's like my neighbor is my cousin Ray, 10 years older than me, and I've had to basically run him to the emergency room twice this week. Um, and so I refuse. He'll try to say, "Do I owe you anything?" No, no, it's not like that. You're my family. So while Blake had to run off for a quick second because one of his girls, or I shouldn't say one of them, but his latest girl is coming in town and all of this, but he wanted to come back for a second. While he was gone, I got the call from Ray. He said, "Hey, how you doing?" And I was ready for anything, thinking that, oh, we got to go again. But he said, "No, hey, come out, come to the fence. I got something for you." And he lays on me a whole Thanksgiving dinner, an entire through Big Mama's restaurant. See, you folks that live in Omaha know about Big Mama's restaurant. That's my family on my mom's side. That's the people I was talking about. It's almost like, are they watching my videos? Because it's like, or maybe it was just, instead of me, because I refused payment, it's like, I don't want your money, Ray. I told him, take care of yourself. That'd be the way to pay me. The second time I brought him home, because I bring him home, they're right next to me. So when I mean, a lot, I have my refrigerator and freezer are now full. Completely unexpected and a beautiful blessing. So much food that my other friend Nick, who you hear me talking about, I have two friend Nick friends, not the one Nick and Kat, who had the baby, but my other friend who I talk about who was a young man getting himself together. We're good friends. He called and invited me to eat with his family, and I said, no, you know. And then he said, well, I want to bring you some food anyway. He says, I don't have any room for it now, you know. He brought me food last year, and it was like really good. You know, it was different. See, Big Mama's, I'm just tickled because the Big Mama's restaurant, if you've ever eaten there in Omaha, the food is delicious, and they are following generations old family recipes that I grew up with. And it's just kind of mind blowing when I go there and eat stuff like their greens and the way that they spice things, you know, the catfish. It's like, and barbecue. Oh my God, that's what I grew up with. It's like it's a, you know, and it's passed on, you know, kind of like oral traditions. You know what I'm saying? Even though you can put that stuff in cookbooks, it's more like, you know, you got to be there, because that's how I was taught how to cook. You know, I was taught how to cook that way. And as I said, well, maybe you don't know, but when I think I mentioned this, in my younger years, going through all sorts of madness, I've had several jobs, first as cook, and then two as head chef, as the head chef down south in Texas, you know. Quite an experience. Yeah, but I know how to cook. So this food is just so delicious. And so what a blessing. You know, so I've been in contact with my family on the phone out, like I said, and they've been, you know, kind of showing up, showing pictures. I decided not to Zoom, which I would have if I hadn't had company, you know. Blake and I listened to a bunch of music. One thing in particular, besides listening to my stuff, you know, which I love to get his feedback on because he's honest, and he'll be playing on some of this stuff as I develop it, is we listen to Andrew Hill. The album's still out there, Point of Departure. But since then, I pulled this so I can play this. Finnforest from Finland, jazz rock on the Love label. This is just fantastic. And for some reason, I associate somehow this album with holidays or this time of year. I love that picture because it really does capture the way the album kind of starts. It just kind of floats in with this organ and then the guitar and the choice of chords. That's the thing that I'm really working on, and that I was, you know, that Blake was picking up on these new pieces that I'm working on. The parts is, you know, if it starts somewhat ordinary, I want it to go somewhere that's interesting. You know, I mean, that's the thing I'm always chasing in music. You know, it's just, this is interesting. I like that. You know, it comes in different forms. Finnforest is a good example of that. So I'm just back to say Happy Thanksgiving. Unexpectedly pleasant, you know, outpouring of love, and I appreciate it. You know, it's like I think some people are afraid to live honestly and to speak honestly to people, but with tact. You know, I think that my honesty to some folks who aren't used to it might at first seem like I'm being blunt or being or without tact. And this is hardly the case. You know, I measure my words, and I think about it, you know, and it's like things need to be said from me in a certain way. I am not responsible for the way you take it, so I'll do my best to be as to the point from what I'm trying to say as possible. And so the point I'm getting at is that I graciously receive the blessings of love and respect that I receive all the time. You know, today, you know, this, you know, I was not expecting, like I said, I hope I get a plate. And so it's like, oh, does that part of my family watch my videos? I mean, I know Ray doesn't, you know. It may merely just be that because it just worked out that, you know, just yesterday, I had to bring him. Yesterday, I was working hard, so I told him, Ray, I just took you to the ER. Can you get there? So I said, call me if you actually go. Call me, and I'll come get you. Well, in the afternoon, he calls me. I guess he went, so I went and got him. So the food as a gift on Thanksgiving might be related to that. It might just be timing, that he had so much left over for what Big Mama gave he and his wife for Thanksgiving, because I know that's likely what happens, since they spend a lot of time at home. But I got everything, big pan, the greens. I got a big pan of greens. Whoo! I love the way that they do them greens, yeah. And then I got a turkey, half a fucking turkey. I graciously accept the blessings and recognize, to just keep doing my thing, be honest, say what's on my mind. And it is damn the torpedoes, because, we got some ignorant fucks out here that just are going to stay clueless or just full of shit. I know that I've been full of shit. I was just talking to my friend Frank, tuning back from the Steve Hackett concert. I love this guy. Been friends for a long time. Been, friends since the 80s, He's actually he's credited on at least the Digital Sex single on the back, Frank Z, because he did help. But we were talking about that, how as you get older, you have perspective, and you have much more of an opportunity to stop being an asshole, to change, to see, ooh, you know, some of the shit that you thought was important, or just some of the bullshit that you would put people through because of stuff that you thought was important, that, in the long run, right? You other old timers like me and older are getting there. You see it, right? So, back to again, give thanks. And I give thanks. It's been a good day. It is a good day.